Hi everybody, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 4th of April 2024. I was about to say the 4th of January. I tell you guys, I'm getting there. I'm getting there to perfect my timing and I think great things will happen. Great things will start falling into place once I get timing right. However, I've been seeing a lot of things on social media and I've been going above and beyond to ignore it. But I just felt like today is the day for some people to have their day in court. And you know my channel, SS Devil Advocate. And so I walk with a very big mirror that I can see myself invertly. And so I will pass it on to others because a lot of times there are things hidden in plain sight that many persons don't see. And with my channel, I bring forth such information that's hidden in plain sight to the public. Now, I've been seeing so many things happening with Tulox and he and his friend or former friend Foota Hype have been going at it. There's a reason I use this caption, being woke gone wrong. And the reason I post this caption, or I chose to use this caption, is Tulox has been the type of person who people are saying that he's a misogynist, he's anti-woman or anti-black woman because of the things that he constantly say about women and the type of women who he choose to highlight all the time. I personally have come out and I've spoken about it, and I've saying that I'm yet to see this guy speak on women or do an entire day on women who he believe are of great importance or significance, or women who hold morality or dignity or self-pride, and speak on them or even give them an interview. It always seems to be the type of women who are of questionable character, ill report, women who are low in vibration that he chooses to highlight at all times. And now we're seeing wherein him and Foottype have been going back at it. Foottype is saying that he's not answering, he's not responding to these type of people. He is saying that Tulox is saying that he's not angry, he's not this, he's not that. Yet there's a constant back and forth. It's actually a social media diatribe that they're having, and they are acting as if they are not having it. It is actually something else. No, this is stemming from the interview that Tulox did with Jrey. And, according to him, he was trying to school Jrey that he's going down the wrong path, or there are certain things you shouldn't put out there in the media, or there are certain things that should be a limitation, even when it comes to intimacy, which is in the vicinity of privacy. There are certain boundaries that you're supposed to have. According to him, that's the message he was trying to send out to Jrey. However, in the interview, he's saying that there was some audio disruption, and because of such, he had to do the interview over because it looked like two men who were actually arguing rather than someone trying to bestow knowledge onto someone who seemed rather misguided while being a Jamaican, not, I guess adhering to the culture of Jamaican, being anti-gay, being homophobic, being this and that, because Jrey did an interview with a prostitute and, he said that, he got his butthole licked, and he liked it by a female, and he liked it at the same time and stuff like that. I did that video on it, and I said that, but I said a whole lot that you can go and watch it. However, today I want to speak on Tulox and I want to speak on Foottype. Now, what I'm seeing right now as we speak is an exchange of words, main ego coming into question, manhood coming into question, and stuff like that. And I think in the world of utopia, there should have been a day wherein men are required to walk naked. They are required to go without clothes, because this could very well be the problem. Oftentimes, people are triggered based on a whole lot of shortcomings that we, the public, cannot see or aren't privy to, because clothes doesn't really have much shame. It's going to stay on you no matter how you conduct yourself, unless you voluntarily choose to take off your clothes. So I think that there should be a day where you see and you can judge men penis size and all these kind of things, because it would trickle down. It would diminish a lot of problems that we're seeing. Maybe perhaps they would end up being suicidal because the things that they want to say, people are going to use it against them and say that, listen, you're saying this because we haven't seen wherein you are big enough or you're this enough, so you're overcompensating. Because that seems to be what's happening right now between two guys. It seems as if there's a shortcoming somewhere that we can't see, and they're choosing to go about it, highlighting manhood, highlighting who is heterosexual from who is homosexual from who is this. And it just sounds quite stupid. It sounds quite stupid. But here's the thing, Tulox. There's something that is hidden in plain sight that you don't realize. You see that interview that you did with Jrey? It's great. It's good. It's everything. It's everything. There's nothing wrong with the interview. Here's the problem. The problem is who chose to do the interview. You. You display or portray the image of this high-level heterosexual misogynoir individual. You are this gigantum opiticus who is above and beyond to prove manhood at all time, and you're more manly and more straight than anybody else, and you're on a wagon with foota, and you guys go above and beyond to prove that every man is homosexual except you, every man is shaky, every man is this except you. But out of all the people you could interview or bring on your platform, you chose to have a sit down and a one-on-one talk with a guy who proudly professed to getting his butthole licked by a female under the guise that you were schooling him. Now, when we see the interview or the snippets of the interview, it doesn't look like you were schooling anybody. It seems to me that you were having a one-on-one and you guys were just arguing and going at it. That's what it looks like. You understand? And it matters not how you splice it and how you edit it. That's what it looks like. Now, people are looking at you and saying, why you being so heterosexual and so homophobic and so straight, and you are about manhood and about this and about that, why should you be the one who go and do that interview with Jrey about out of all the persons you could have contacted, you could have chosen to do an interview with, this is the individual you chose to have on your platform. That's where your problem lies. And now what you're doing is damage control, because you're going above and beyond to show that other persons are stupid, to show that other persons aren't intelligent, to show that they lack mental power. Because what? Your man would have been compromised. That heterosexual wave that you're on to go in on to go in on men who are shaky, to go in on women who you don't like based on their behavior, to regard them as termite, to regard them as jankro, to regard them as all sorts of things. It has been compromised. You see, you aren't inventing anything. For those who take onto your channel, for those who subscribe, for those who watch, you are not inventing anything. You're not being creative. You're not being innovative. As much as you're trying to prove that to your audience, that is certainly not the case. I think you need to go and research, if you haven't already, a dude by the name of Tommy Sotomayor. That's the name he used on his YouTube channel. He was one of the first persons who decided, as a matter of fact, his platform started through the funding of a black woman who wear weave, and he chose to have a channel that expressed his hate, his disdain for black dark-skinned women, women who wear weave, women who are overweight, women who are this, women who wear too much makeup, women who wear nails, and it all based on what? Attacking dark-skinned women that he doesn't like. Tommy Sotomayor have been known for doing it over the years, and where is he at? Not only have he zeroed his account, he have been arrested for so many things. He was dating a white girl who he called, cheating on him with another black man, yada, yada, yada. And it just went downhill because what? The same audience realized that he's just a one-note nigga. He's just on the same wave, saying the same thing, regurgitating the same thing every day. I don't like dark-skinned women. I don't like their weave. I don't like their hair. I don't like this. I don't like that. And after a time, it just becomes what? Annoying. So it needs to be made what? Redundant. There was this other one by the name of Fearless 2005. Another one, anti-black woman, anti-dark skin woman, anti-black woman, anti-weave, anti-this, anti-that. And none of those guys have ever had a platform wherein they're supporting these natural black women. They are promoting them. They are putting them out there where so many of them are educated. So many of them are beautiful. They choose not to give those women any form of limelight because what? It would take away from their message to help to put to the world that there's a negative stereotype in black women and black women are monolithic and this is what they represent all day, every day. Not only did his channel end up zeroing, he died. And speaking of death, There's the ever so inglorious Kevin Samuels, who also came out in the late 2020, in the early 20s, 2020s, and he began going in on black women just the same, talking about you are at 42 years old, unmarried, you shouldn't be saving yourself, you should be gladly handing over your vagina to men, and all these things. Nobody wants you hit the wall once you pass 30, you this and that, you're no longer attractive, no longer desirable. He went in on the self-esteem of black women and tried to bring them down to the core, and look what happened to him. Look what happened to him. He died nameless. And speaking of last but not least, who came out of the woodwork, the ever so inglorious again, Andrew Tate. He was also the one. Now, he didn't go after black women because it would what? It would show that he's being racist. So he just went after women straight across the board. And he started going in on them. They are no good after 18. Once they become a mother, they are devalued. They have no worth. They have no this. And look what he find himself into. Human trafficking. Human trafficking. So you aren't inventing anything. There has never been a good ending. You won't win, basically. You won't win. You are fighting a battle, very big, loud mode in a deep, dark cave. You will not win. This is not the era. You guys are like 2 decades or 3 decades too late and $1 short. You are doing absolutely nothing than generating some self-hating black men out there to find someone who they can pass their hate on, to pass their rejection that they go through, pass it on to a woman. You understand? There are so many women out there who are low in character. Yes, we get that. They are on the internet all day, every day. Show me a day wherein you can highlight a woman who is educated and who is this and who is that. Have so much going for them, going above and beyond to prove that they are about that life. You know, you don't do it because it will take away from the message that you are pushing the further negative stereotype about black women. That's all you're doing. You're catering to the world of racism, you know, and you don't even realize it. You believe that once you decide that these are a bunch of termites, these are a bunch of jankro that I will forever speak on. And man is head bull cock king and all these kind of things. You believe that you will forever gain traction in that regard. You aren't the first to do it. And it goes nowhere because you simply will not win. You will not win. You won't win. You are just getting to the next bench with the message. And now look what happened. You have went and ignite your own damn self in a burning house where you can't get out of. This is what you did the interview many days ago. And until this day, you're still fighting to prove your manhood to the mass of the people. Because so many people coming at you and you're calling them hypocrite because they support Dalton Harris. You're posting up clippings. Yeah, I watched your video. You're posting up clippings. You're speaking on this and that and saying that people are supporting Dalton Harris. People are supporting Burna Boy. But yet you try to straighten a man and you're being called out. No, you were not the one to do it. You were not the one to call him out on that action. You are too heterosexual for that. You're too straight for that. You're too much of a misogynist for that. You are too much for that. That should never have been your calling. That calling should have been for someone else. And you're saying that you want people who are for importance to call your name. They teach them, the serpent. No, they are not going to. Because they don't cater for your foolery. They are not going to. They are not going to. All you guys are doing is walking up a pattern and following this Morse code of tearing down black women and pulling them to the ground. We can do the same thing. We can have a platform where we come out and we speak on black men just the same and ask the question, why should any black woman want to be with you? Why should any black woman cater for you? Why should any woman? Because you're just going to be a rapist eventually. You're just going to commit a crime and send yourself to jail eventually. So why should, but you don't see them doing it. The reason being because black women are the type of women who what? Hold the fist, keep hope alive, that no matter what and how destructive that black man is, in him, there is a great man lying somewhere. So they keep hope alive. That's what you guys do. You guys walk around and you're suffering from rejection and you're actually projecting. This is what you're doing. You said that you were dropping knowledge on anthropology. You should have dropped some on psychology also. Because your behavioral pattern is someone who has been suffering from rejection. You come and you want a woman, you speak on Shensi and speak on this and that and all these kind of things. And it's always the same thing. Always the guys who desire the non-black type of woman. You understand? And once they do something that you don't like, you see it as a grand opportunity to tear them down. You want a Shensi, a woman with the values and morality of a Muslim woman who wears a burqa. That will never happen. That will never happen. And the moment you don't see that going, you start targeting all sorts of other women out there who don't look like them, who you believe are reachable, because nobody's going to come out to defend that type of woman. So what? Let's go in on her, because nobody is going to come out and defend that specific demographic. How many times are you going to highlight prostitutes? How many times are you going to highlight low-life women, this and that women? And you're telling brothers that they need to have pride and they need to have this. They know that they should have pride. And it's good that you're speaking on men having pride and men holding self-integrity and all these kind of things. But people are looking and hoping to see you are speaking on other people's platform and saying that they're this and that, and they are running out of Manhood, they're running out of Batman, and they're running out of this. And so they are making their audience dictate to them who they should tear down. You're in no different position. You're in no different position, because you are yet to highlight someone, like I said, a black woman who is doing that actually look black. That actually look black. You are yet to highlight her who is doing something productive, something wholesome, contributing to nation building, family-oriented woman. They are not hard to find in the black community. You choose not to, because it doesn't make for the narrative that you are pushing. And because it doesn't, you choose to highlight these type of women. And look would have it today that you decided to tear down your own self through one interview that you did. You were the wrong man to do that interview. That's where your problem lie. You were the wrong man. And see who best to bring you down. The person who claimed to be your friend. The person who claimed to be so heterosexual, who follows you to the end of the earth. You follow to the end of the earth. Chucky, I'm your friend to the end. Following each other to the end of the earth, and you going in on people, and once you see something that you don't like, they're shaky and they're hold to this and they're Batman and all these kind of things. These are the things that you guys are known to do. These are the things you guys are known to do. So when we see what is happening to you right now, your house is being burnt and you're going above and beyond to save your house for days now. It's simply not. It's a big conflagration. Explain how you're going to walk out of this one. Explain how are you going to walk out of this one, because I know you weren't the one to do the interview. That's what's happening right now, and that's what you don't want to accept. And the same way Jeffrey didn't want to accept, and he's holding on to his argument that he doesn't see anything wrong with what he's saying. It's the same thing you're holding to dear life, to the fact that you are going to defend doing that interview, and everybody else is a beast and a whole lot of expletives. It's not showing you in a better light. It's not working out for your advantage. It's not making you look any better, basically. People are still seeing the interview as very shaky. That's what people are seeing. You see what happens when you're too woke? That's what happened. It gone wrong. Go and research Brother Polite. All these type of individuals, where they are today. What the other one, Nature Boy. All these type of people who claim to be woke. And they're so pro-black and they're anti-this and anti-that. Look where they are today. Look where they are today. You won't win. You will not win. What has been the result of negative reinforcement? Negative reinforcement on the black woman. What has been the result? Because you spend too much time focusing on too much time. It's not time, It's too much time focusing on degenerated behavior of certain people that you bypass those who are doing well. And so they spend time. Those women who you bypass, they spend time overshadowing your message. And so eventually you set your own self ablaze. Because what's going to happen, it's going to become an annoyance. So people are going to look at it and say it should be over and done with and made redundant. Made redundant because it goes nowhere. I speak on them every now and then. I don't focus on them all day because I know it goes nowhere. I'm not trying to gain that audience. That's the audience you gain. You gain the audience who like to go in on people. And look at the type of persons. You are bypassing Pretty Don and saying that Pretty Don do what she do. Another individual who's so scared of Pretty Don that you decide that, listen, I'm going to go easy on her because she's doing what she's doing and she's making her money. But yet you decide to attack other persons out there who are coming at you. When Pretty Don, who is the first one who's saying that you're shaky, just like that foot hype is saying, you choose to bypass because you're fearful of this individual. There's much to the manhood. That's why you do a lot of talking. There is much to it. And you're fearful of the onslaught that you're going to get. That's going to come at you. So you go mild on her and bypass her and then you attack who you feel like you can attack. That's what you're doing right now. The person with the nastiest mouth on the internet who believe in disrespecting just about anyone. The human manure on the internet. AKA Pretty Don. The low life individual. The degenerated individual. The wingless 2-foot jankro on the internet that goes in on people all day, every day. You choose to bypass her and make an excuse for her. So why not make an excuse for all the other vloggers and persons who are going in on you? You should do the same. You should do the same. But you can't manage Pretty Don because you are in fear of your manhood being dropped even lower. So you decide that, listen, let me go after other persons who I think is fair game and I can conquer because there are so many questionable things behind their name. So I can attack them easily and I will still gain traction. I will still have my audience. They will still be there to support me. That's what you're doing. You ain't hard to read up. So you can skip around. You notice I'm not even using talking points. I hardly use talking points. I make my platform as organic as possible. I don't even use talking points because you're not hard to figure out. What's there to use a talking point about? Being woke gone wrong. That's what it is. That's what it is. And look at you now. Not even 7, but 6 days to stupidity. That's what happened to you right now, Tulox. I care zero who wants to say anything or come at me. That's what you put on yourself. Too bad, too sad. You're just gonna have to dig yourself out of this pit. Because obviously your friend has jumped fence. He is gone. He has gone. You're in this alone. You're gonna have to fight for your manhood on your own. You should have spent more time focusing on things that are of more significance, things that actually make sense. But guess you wanted some of the clout from the Jrey entire situation. So you decide that you're going to do damage control. Big mistake. You weren't the one to do it. You weren't the one to do it. And that's where it's at. That's all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Enjoy your day and may God bless you. Bye-bye.